On today's show,
No, not the unicorn! We'll discuss whether Kristaps' injury changes the Knicks' deadline plans.
with only 20 hours to go, we debate which guy should be traded in a game called Flip It or Skip It.
And in Crossfire, did the Greek Freak just give us Dunk of the Year?
It's Wednesday, February 7th. The starter starts now.
Good evening, Sweet World, and welcome to The Starters, presented by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey. Whether you're joining us live right now on NBA TV, watching later on YouTube, listening to the podcast, we're very happy to have you. I'm Jay Skeets, and alongside me, as always, that's Tess Mellis.
I ate so many onions today.
Two is right. Woo! Two is right, the international man of mystery, taking it to the max. Lee Ellis.
Friend.
Lily.
And last, certainly not least, over yonder, that is the bearded one, that's Trey Kirby.
Hey,
Yo! TK, what's up?
Well, I'm here at the internet looking for your best tweets at hashtag the starters, and it's trade season, y'all. That's why I hit the guys with my 5 favorite things to hear at the trade deadline on yesterday's episode of the Starters Twitter show. Number 5, salary dump. Number 4, quietly gauging interest. Number 3, this guy is expected to be bought out immediately. It's the ultimate diss. At number 2, JD, hit the music.
Creep.
Cash considerations. But the number 1 term to hear around the trade deadline, we've already said it a few times, dangling. We're just dangling this guy. Hearing that gave a fan by the name of Nick Duke the brilliant idea to put me in my own show, the Trade Deadline Special. Get it? It sounds the same. That brings us to today's question. What happens on the Trade Deadline Special? Because all I've got figured out so far is that it's gotta be Western themed so that I can say, we got ourselves a trade a lot. Got the pocket dogs right there, just in case anything gets out of hand. But I need to hear from you, so let us know on Twitter what happens at the Trade Deadline Special. Send me your best ideas to hashtag the starters. We'll hear from you a little bit later.
All right, get your tweets in. We got a fun show tonight. We're actually going to play everyone's new favorite trade deadline game. It's called Flip It or Skip It. We got Tass and Lee going head-to-head in Crossfire. We'll finally get to that wedgie from the other night, and we had another one, but let's start with some true or false. A lot going on still in the association. Maybe not a lot in trades, but a lot going on. Take it away, TK.
It had been a few days since an All-Star suffered a catastrophic injury, so of course it happened again last night. Unfortunately, this time it's the Knicks' Kristaps Porzingis who tore his left ACL and will be out for the remainder of the season. No Kristaps, no playoffs. True or false, the Knicks need to be active at the deadline.
I think they do need to be active, dumping players. They need to get bad right now. All those win-now players, your Joakim Noah, Enes Kanter, Courtney Lee, your veterans, you don't need them. I think outside Kristaps Porzingis and Tim Hardaway, trade them all. Because even next year is almost a write-off because Kristaps likely out till January. I mean, I think that's being safe. He's going to miss half the season.
Yep.
Win-now players, forget it. Just drop out of the playoff picture altogether.
Yeah, I don't know if it necessarily changes all that much because they were never going to make a huge move anyway at this deal. It's more at this deadline. It's more players. You're saying if they can improve the team that is with a potential player who might help Kristaps Porzingis and Tim Hardaway as they grow, then go and get that still. I'm not sure if they're going to blow it up though because they just don't know how long Porzingis is going to be out. So to maybe say to the franchise, we're going to tank this season and maybe next season, it's another pretty long drought of playoffs that the fans are going to have to go through. So I think the message has to be like, we're not mailing in the whole season just yet.
We have an idea how long Porzingis is going to be out when you compare him to other ACL injuries. I mean, Zach LaVine, basically a year. I mean, both it's Jabari Parker, basically a year, just short of a year. So I agree with Tass. I think, at the best case scenario, it's maybe late December. It's probably into the new year in 2019 eventually there in January when he comes back, and that's half the season. So I do agree that Courtney Lee to me is the guy that you really try and sort of sell high on right now. If you can get anyone to take him, whether or not you can, that's another question. Were you guys surprised at all with the Knicks trade that we did see here earlier today? It was a minor deal, but trading Willy Hernangomez to the Hornets for a guy that they immediately waived in Johnny O'Bryant and just some future second-round picks.
Yeah, I was a little surprised. On the one side, you look at the Knicks organization, and they're trading a guy who wanted to be traded in Willy Hernangomez. So, you give him a pat on the back for that. On the other side, this guy's making $2 million. He's a capable basketball player.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you keep him on your roster?
I guess it's just accumulating a few more assets in those second-round picks. At some point, you're going to hope to cash in on those. But Willie wanted out. which is kind of weird because he and Kristaps are actually pretty good friends. They've played together in Europe in the past. So that's actually a double blow for Kristaps to his season's over and then he loses one of his best friends from the team. But we know it's a business and teams, if a guy doesn't want to be there, there's no point in keeping him. You may as well see what you can get for him.
Willie wanted out. Yeah.
Next one, Trey.
All right, the Clippers have been tiptoeing the line between rebuilding and retooling since the Blake Griffin trade. Today, it seems like they made their choice as the team inked Lou Williams to a 3-year, $24 million extension. Lou's having his best year ever. Everyone loves to root for him, but he's still 31. So, true or false, the Clips made a mistake signing Lou Williams.
I think this is false. I was ready to say true until we saw what he signed for. As Trey said it, that 3 years, $24 million. That's a discount. That is honestly a discount for Lou Williams. The Clippers could have offered him something around 3 years, $30 million max money, and
That's still
they
a discount
didn't.
to me.
Well, yeah,
You know,
maybe it
for-
is.
for
Maybe
this
it is
guy?
the way he's playing right now. You're right.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously a little older, but putting up 23 a game is something else. I think this is smart. They probably fielded offers. They took calls for Lou. They didn't like what they were being offered, and so they said, "Well, let's bring him back on a value deal here, and we don't risk, unrestricted free agency with him." Makes sense.
I think part of the reason they got him on the cheap is because he wanted that stability in his career because he's bounced around so much
agree.
recently. And he even said, he goes, I just want to stay on a team for a while because
Yeah.
he's been Houston, LA, Toronto, Philadelphia. But he's earned that contract as well, the way that he's played this season. He's been very good. And the Clippers, I guess now though, it's less likely they're going to trade DeAndre because they've got the older guys in he and Teodosic is there, Gallinari when he's back as well, Patrick Beverley's on that roster. So I guess they do believe that this team, these older guys, have got some future together and they're not just clearing out shop and trying to rebuild and start all over again.
Right. I think it depends on the DeAndre deal because I don't know if they want to sign him to a long-term deal if he opts out of his contract. This one is entirely separate. I think Lou Williams can be a good player at $8 million. Anyone would take this contract.
Yeah.
I mean, it's extremely underpaid. They weren't lying when they said they were rebuilding, when they traded Blake Griffin. I mean, they're really not tearing it down. I mean, they're retooling a little bit here.
yeah.
Steve Ballmer's sitting on billions. I mean, their franchise was valuated at over $2 billion. Or
Well, he paid 2.2
not-
billion.
Yeah, right. So, well, it's like 2.5.
It's a lot of money.
Forget it. No, he hasn't lost a thing. It's not like the stock market.
But the thing is, the next season is an interesting one as far as the salary cap because it's not going to keep on going up as much as it has in the past.
Right.
So Lou would have gotten somewhere around that. But again, I think that stability of he said his kids walk around with Houston Rockets shorts and LA Lakers shirts.
Yeah.
It's 4 teams in 4 years for
Yeah.
Lou Williams.
And so
it makes sense.
He's sort of saying, listen, just give me some assuredness that I'm going to be on the same team for a couple of years.
Yeah,
he likes it.
I would add to this, Lou a winner here, obviously some stability, getting paid, the extension great for him, and the Clippers to some extent. The other winner of this is really the Memphis Grizzlies, is it not? For simple supply and demand reasons. Tyreek Evans, who they're holding out right now, he's now really the lone sort of veteran scorer out there on this trade deadline market. So his value just went up. And, if it was between Lou and it was between Tyreek Evans, and some teams were like, oh, should we get him? Should we send a pick? Well, now it's just really Tyreek Evans. And there's rumored to be 7 teams now calling for him and trying to get him from the Grizzlies. So good for them as well. All right, final one, Trey.
We haven't talked about the Cavs on TV in 2 whole days, but the drought is over because last night the Cavs were outscored by 24 in the second half of their dispiriting loss to the Magic. Afterwards, Isaiah Thomas had something to get off his chest.
When we hit adversity, we go separate ways, and that has to change for us to be a really good team that we want to be.
True or false, it's not IT's place to criticize the Cavs.
Well, he's right. He's entirely right.
He's right, so it's false. I mean, if you're a part of the team, then you can criticize.
Yeah.
But can we agree it's awkward?
Well, of course, everything's awkward on that team.
Everything is awkward, but it's very awkward this coming from him. This would be like, we got the starters going here, and in comes a cameraman. Let's call him Rick, all right?
Right.
A cameraman just rolls in here,
Metaphorical.
and suddenly, the camera's falling, everything's out of focus, he's cutting off our heads, and then we have a production meeting, and Rick is the one going, well, when adversity hits, we gotta go separate ways. We tend to do that, man. We're falling apart. And everyone's like, well, man, look,
There
Rick,
he
come
is.
on, man, get your stuff together.
I disagree. I disagree.
Rick.
No one should listen to Rick, but someone should listen to Isaiah Thomas. Somebody's got to listen to him. I mean, on the other side, you say, well, keep it in-house. But nothing is being kept
No.
in-house. And he's entirely right. I mean, they got to get it together.
I guess what I'm saying is it'd be tough not to roll your eyes at the guy shooting 15% from 3 over the last 7 or 6 games or whatever it is. and that has just been horrible. It'd be tough coming from him. That's all I'm saying.
Isaiah doesn't have a lot to hang his hat on right now on either end of the floor. Teams are killing him on defense. If his offense was okay, you could sort of see perhaps he feels a little bit like he's entitled to say something. But right now, he needs to start playing better and worry about that first. I bet you cameraman Rick will be looking great, and he can probably dance a storm too.
Yeah, hell yeah. You're absolutely right. about
You
that.
shouldn't be calling out Ty Lue. Rick shouldn't be calling out our producer.
Yeah.
That's a separate story.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
entirely different.
Yeah.
But Ricky shouldn't be cutting off our heads either.
Yeah, come on,
There he
Rick.
is.
There he is. Yeah, get some
There's
light on.
Ricky.
He's the real star of the show here, Rick. You're not Isaiah Thomas. You're LeBron.
He's
Comes
still
up with
alive.
one wedgie shot and he's tearing us down.
Coming up next, we're going to play Flip It or Skip It. We'll debate the next big names to hopefully be traded here.
The Starters is brought to you by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey, official partner of the NBA.
Welcome back to the Starters, where we're playing a new game called Flip It or Skip It. With the trade deadline fast approaching, teams are showing off their assets. But what do they do with those delicious trade chips? I'll give the guys an asset and they let me know if they would flip it or skip it. First asset up for grabs, perhaps the crown jewel of this trade deadline. It's the Nets pick that's owned by the Cleveland Cavaliers. Currently has the 8th best shot at ending up number 1. But do the Cavs flip it or do they skip it?
They flip it, baby. Flip it. LeBron James is looking. He's yearning for a reason to come back to Cleveland. Show him you love him. Show him that he is the best player in the world. Teach him, or respect him for what he is worth, and do that. You said it's the 8th pick. It might even get worse.
Yeah.
Get it
So
outta
what are you
here.
going to get back
Yeah.
in return? This is why.
How about the best player in the world, LeBron
You
James?
think whatever you could get with that.
That's what you're doing it
that
for.
pick?
You're doing it
I
for
don't
that
think so.
chance.
I don't think so. This team is falling apart internally.
He didn't come back to Cleveland to
He
want to
gone.
leave 4
He
years
gone.
later.
He
didn't.
gone.
He didn't. He wants to be there.
He likes those 4-year runs. He did in Miami. Then he's going to do it here.
I'm
in
going to
Cleveland.
flip my opinion tomorrow,
Yeah.
but right now, flip it.
All right, Lisa, skip it.
Yeah,
as well.
you got it.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's too
Our
late
next
now.
asset on the table is the Magic's Aaron Gordon. He's just 22 years old, having his best season yet. But do the Magic flip it or skip it?
You skip.
Do
Okay.
not,
Skip it.
do not trade Aaron
Your
Gordon.
team is horrible.
Yeah.
This is your one prospect here that looks like he's going to pan out. He's gotten better this year. He said he's very, very young still. You don't go and trade him.
Yeah.
Trade anybody else on the roster. Not Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon.
You can tell just this season alone how much he's determined to work hard and to improve his game. Shooting 45% from the field, 35% from three. He's cooled off from the start of the season, but 18-8. This is easily a guy who's going to get you 20 and 10 as his game develops and matures. He's your building
and a
block.
versatile defender
Exactly.
as well.
Yeah, he's brilliant. Do
He's
not
a modern
give him
day
away.
player.
All
Don't
right.
give him away.
Yeah, don't give him away.
An asset that everyone seems to be inquiring about acquiring is the Clippers' DeAndre Jordan. He's an all-NBA talent, but he can be a free agent this summer. Do the Clippers flip it or skip it?
Skip it. If it's for what those reported deals are worth, or sending back there, which is long-term money,
Yeah.
not great picks, skip it.
I agree. with
There's
you.
no reason.
I have to agree. You want to flip it?
I
still.
was on flip until the Lou Will deal, so now I'm saying skip.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just
They
think
don't
that-
want to take on money.
Yeah,
That's
and I just think that they've sort of said, they've signaled, we are going to keep these guys together, these older guys, so may as well stick with DeAndre. He's a good player.
And they may
He's
let
in
him
demand.
walk.
Yeah.
They might be content to let him walk.
Yeah.
See, I think billionaire Ballmer will take on money. It just has to be good money.
Okay.
That's
okay.
what's important.
All right. I'll agree on that one.
I don't usually show cars, but let's take a look under the hood of this hot Rodney. That's right, we're talking about Rodney Hood. Should the Jazz flip it or skip it?
Skip it, baby.
No. Why? Why?
Right, they have won 6 in a row.
Yeah.
The teams that they're on the precipice of, the teams that are behind have lost key players, Blake and DeMarcus Cousins. They could make the postseason. They've got a nice schedule coming up. This guy is very, very good. Pay him. You got other guys who aren't as good coming off the books next year, like Alec Burks, Joe Johnson coming off this year. This guy's a really good player.
I think
Why
he's
let
gonna be
him
a
go?
little too rich
Why
for
let him
Utah's
go?
blood,
Yeah.
though. I mean, he is a solid player. Gives you 3-point shooting. He does show those flashes too, where he looks like a real star, and then sort of comes back to earth. A little Jeff Green to him at times. But no, I say you flip him. I think he knows the writing's on the wall too.
Yeah.
And that he eventually is going to get moved, and it's sort of tough to mend that sort of relationship when both guys think they're sort of going separate ways, I think.
Yeah, a week ago I would have been on Flip, now I'm Skip. He's playing well, and you sort of fall in love with him, like you mentioned, Jeff Green. Other times
For
you just
what,
like-
guys? You want to make the 8th seed and then get shellacked by
Yeah,
the
but
Warriors?
listen,
Yeah,
Well,
if
think
you're
a
the
little
Jazz,
long-term.
no, yeah, sign him because he's good. For last night, he can be your starting
good,
shooting
baby.
All right.
guard. My friend John Schumann once said he was better than Devin Booker.
Yeah, he's
Interesting.
wrong.
He was wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyways, I've been showing this asset to a whole bunch of people. We're expecting some hot offers. Ladies and gentlemen, Tyreek Evans. Do the Grizzlies flip it or skip it?
That's a no-brainer.
yeah.
He's not even playing.
Yeah.
They're just waiting. They literally are doing this perfectly, I think, by the way, the Grizzlies. And again, they got a little lucky now that Lou is out of the running. He signed his extension. You want some scoring, you want a vet, you want a combo guard. Tyreek's like the only guy out there, it feels like, and you got 6 or 7 teams calling the Grizzlies probably nonstop here, and then just wait until they get the best offer. This deal probably goes down right before the trade deadline, right? In theory.
Do we
'Cause
get
they're
a,
waiting for
do we
the
get a
best
good
offer.
Lord from Woj as he tweets it at 2:59,
Yeah.
saying he wasn't expecting it? But yeah, I mean, he's going to walk anyway next season, so you may as well cash in now, get something in return.
They want to be
Hopefully-
bad. The Lou
Yeah.
Williams trade
Get that
upped his
first round
value
up. Yeah.
for sure,
Yeah.
and they don't have their pick next year, so you got to be bad now.
There you go.
All right, our final asset might be a bit of a surprise, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Cavaliers, Isaiah Thomas. You may have heard
Whoa.
things aren't so hot in Cleveland. Do the Cavs flip it or skip it?
Skip it, baby.
Flip it.
What are they getting for him?
Well, they're not going to re-sign him, so you may as well.
Why
get,
not? If
I don't
LeBron
think
leaves?
so. Yeah. If LeBron's gone, I think they get rid of Isaiah too. So
Why?
try to cash in, get a first-round pick for him now if you can. I don't think they're going to. He wants max money. Dan Gilbert's not giving
does.
him max money.
You think people would trade a first-round pick right now for Isaiah Thomas
maybe,
in the 14
maybe.
games?
You never know.
15
You
games
never
we've
know.
seen
He's
from
still
him?
a scorer.
I definitely
He's
think
playing
they would.
badly right now, but a good Isaiah Thomas can be a real asset to a team.
You get killed for that's your return on the Kyrie Irving trade, then you let him go too. I wouldn't do it.
Flip it or skip it, Trey. As always, fantastic job hosting.
Thanks for having me, guys.
It's a fantastic voice.
Come in to the next block where I'll be wearing a different costume and asking more questions. That's right, it's Crossfire. Welcome to Crossfire presented by TISO. Here's how it's going to work. I will give the champ and the challenger 3 questions each. They'll battle it out at the end of it all. I declare a winner, and they're taking home the big gold belt. That's right. Round 1 coming right up. A couple of huge wins in a couple of huge games last night as the Raptors beat the Celtics north of the border while the Thunder blew out the Warriors in Golden State. But guys, what was the bigger statement win? The Raptors or the Thunder? Here we go.
It's the Toronto Raptors. If this is the year they could do it. The Cavs are falling off. The Celtics are not quite there yet. They're not there. Those young guys aren't there. The Raptors destroy them at home. They blast them into oblivion. They're only 1 game back of the Celtics. They're tied in the loss column. This is a great confidence booster for the postseason when the 2 best teams right now could meet in the postseason.
They were 5-point favorites though last night, the Raptors. You know who weren't 5-point
I don't care about
favorites?
numbers.
The Oklahoma City Thunder in Golden State blew out the Warriors by 20 points. And now listen, offensively they were great. Paul George was fantastic. Defensively is where they got it done. They actually stifled the Golden State Warriors. If you are going to make a statement against the Warriors, you do it on the defensive end. You don't try to outscore them by 140 points. You do it defensively. That's what the Warriors didn't do.
Yeah, the Warriors
The
did.
buzzer's off, sir.
Warriors
The
are just
buzzer is
getting
off.
to the break.
I'm stifling you here. Round 2. It's been a good week for dunks as we saw a few throwdowns that will definitely be making our end of season list. But guys, tell me, what is the dunk of the year? Here we go.
Quite easy, this one. We saw it last night. Giannis Antetokounmpo did it, where he basically jumped through and over Tim Hardaway Jr. I don't even know if he knew Tim Hardaway Jr. was
No,
there or not.
he didn't.
He just galloped from about halfway and decided, I'm dunking whether or not that guy is there or not. This was just freakish athleticism. That is our dunk of the year. Lock it in.
You said it. He didn't even mean to do it. That's why he's disqualified. It was luck. And the actual dunk is sort of gentle. I want a little ferocity on my dunk. That's why I'm taking Zach LaVine and what he did to Jakar Sampson. Swimmy, Swami, Samsonite right in his face. That actual dunk was ferocious. I want to throw down. I think it's doing a little disservice to Giannis that he didn't even mean to do that. He's going to have 100 better ones through the rest
He
of his
didn't
career.
mean to do it because he's just such a freakish athlete. He just runs
That's
down
true.
and dunks like that. It was awesome.
I warned you once. If I have to say it again, Mr. Ellis, we're going to have problems. Round 3, guys. The Winter Olympics start this week, so strap on your bindings and sharpen your toe picks. I need to know which NBA player would be the best Winter Olympian. Here we go.
It's unfortunate because we can barely name a lot of Winter Olympians. If they're right here, we couldn't name them. They need some personality. You know who has personality? Lance Stevenson. Imagine Lance Stevenson as a figure skater playing that quadruple axel rose. He can land that. Or the butterfly jump, of course. And when judges are about to give their score, he'll pop up right in front of them because he's that great. And a little entertainment from Lance.
Hey, listen, Lance would be entertaining, that's for sure. But a guy who would actually do really well at an event is Kyrie Irving in the downhill skiing, also known as a slalom at some point.
Slalom.
Yeah, listen, you look at how he goes inside the lane and he zigs and zags all over the place. He's got great hips, he's got great maneuverability. I think he would actually blitz at this, set a world record, take home the gold medal. It's Kyrie. I finished in time.
Save some time. But swimmy swam tonight. Today's winner, Tess Mellis!
My favorite fish is slalom. I didn't believe I could do this. I didn't believe the Raps could use that offense for the entire year. You could do it, Raps, just like I did.
Big win for Tassie. All right, after the jump, we got some wedgies to show you and a very solid play. Don't go anywhere. We got a trade deadline preview tonight here on NBA TV. Gets started at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then tomorrow, you see the special at 1. Come on, trades. Give us those trades. All right, we asked you, though, what happens on the trade deadline special? You hit us up on Twitter, #starters. TK.
Yeah, got some really weird ideas, but I think they're going to work out. David says, I bring in special guests Trey Lyles and Trey Burke for a trade trio trade deadline. Maybe they'd be available, who knows? SWU says, cut Trey's beard. I want him clean. It's never going to happen, but this thing is filthy. Rima says, I get traded for Uncle Bob in cash considerations. Got to clear up the cap space Lee is eating up for when those free agents hit next weekend. People are saying you should be bought out, Lee.
Sweet. I'm going
Dead
to the
money
beach.
on the cap.
Tonight's pick and play, Wolves, Cavs, that one on ESPN. Trey, Lee, myself, take the Wolves. Oh boy, Tassie's taking Cleveland.
What a mistake.
He believes in them. All right, Lee, VSP.
Yeah, we're going out to Brooklyn here. It's a lovely one here from the Nets. Rare to see, but Alan Crabb through to Jared Allen over to Snacky Dinwiddie, and he knocks down a... Oh, yes, he does. That's what I call a very solid play.
Very solid. Now it's time for the, not one, but 2 wedgies we've had over the last 2 days. We forgot to give you one 2 days ago. It was Anthony Davis driving, Epe Udo blocking, the Utah Jazz tweeting about it.
Yeah.
Shout out to them.
That's a nice one, too.
And then last night, back-to-back nights, baby, Jeff Green gets into the mid-range, sticks it. Well done. 2 wedgies, 2 nights. We're up at 21 for the season.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, we're getting there.
We're
it's
getting
not quite a Shaq wedgie year, but it is a number.
All right, Lee, I think we have time for maybe one fan sign.
Well, 2 for the price of 1. This is Bert and his wife over from Australia. Came over to America, went to 2 games, brought 2 fan signs.
Good on you, Birdie.
This is the first one.
Good stuff. All right, well, that's it for us tonight.
Don't have this time
We'll
for
see
the
you
second
tomorrow.
one.
Let's get those trades in.
All right, thanks for joining us, folks. And remember, Forbes says the Los Angeles Clippers are worth $2.15 billion.
Brace tonight, people.
That's a lot.